Want to welcome you here live to Tyne Davis Gymnasium on the campus of Faulkner University in Montgomery, Alabama for this night of Southern States Athletic Conference basketball. I'm Jeremy Smith alongside David Turner, bringing you all of the action in this one as the Faulkner Eagles, men's and women's teams, host the Loyola Wolfpack. We begin this one with the number 9 Wolfpack of Loyola taking on the receiving votes Faulkner Lady Eagles. David, this is an unbeaten and dominant Loyola team. We'll get more into their numbers in a moment. And it's a Faulkner team that has kind of hit hard times for the first time all year. They were riding high, running at 11-1, receiving votes, functionally 26 in the country, ready to on the cusp of being in the poll. Right before the break, they go on the road, they lose to Life. They come back last week from the break. They go on the road, they lose to Point. Now it's a 2-game losing streak, and you got to snap that against the number 9 team in the country. This is a Faulkner team that is known for its rebounding, 42.5 a game. They're known for their defense. They only give up 58, 59 points a game, and they shoot high percentage shots, 41% from the floor. They're going to really do a lot of their work inside the arc and inside the paint. However, those numbers for Loyola, as good as they are for Faulkner, are eye-popping on the Loyola side.
They really are, and you were hinting at it. This is not a team you want to be trying to break a 2-game losing streak against by any stretch of the imagination. This is a very dangerous Loyola team coming in here tonight.
They average 88 points a game. They allow just under 55 a game. It's a margin of 33, 34 points a game, a margin of victory for them. And as good as Faulkner is at rebounding the basketball, 42.5 per game, Loyola averages at 48.5 per game. And there's 2 other numbers that you noted as we were doing our prep. One of them was shooting percentage. The other one is assist-to-turnover ratio.
Yeah, over assist, 1.2 assists per turnover for this team, which that is a very good statistic for a program right now coming into this. They are a team that has 18.5 assists per ball game, which is a great amount in the women's game in particular.
The starters first for Loyola, number 0, the 5'11 senior forward from Dallas, Texas, Liz Critton. Number 1, the 5'4 senior guard out of Missouri City, Texas, Taylor Thomas. Number 10, the graduate school 5'8 guard out of Atlanta, Georgia, Kennedy Hansberry. Number 23, the 5'10 junior guard from Mayflower, Arkansas, Jasmine McMillan. And number 24, the 6'1 senior forward, and I think odds-on favorite for SSAC Player of the Year out of the Woodlands, Texas, Sandra Kennedy, comes in averaging 17 points and almost 11 boards a game. David Turner, the starters for Faulkner, as Loyola takes a 2-0 lead.
It will be number 3, Morgan Holland, the sophomore wing from Bluntsville, Alabama. Number 4, Angela Grant, the graduate student center from
Fort Walton Beach,
Florida. And number 5, Nicoya Adams, the sophomore guard from Huntsville, Alabama. Number 25, Kinley Varnell, this graduate student from Bald Knob, Arkansas. And finally, number 33, Avaya Burrows, the sophomore wing from Lacey Springs, Alabama.
Ready to go here for free throws from Avaya Burrows and misses the first one. That foul is put on number 0, Liz Critton, the transfer from McNeese State University. Second one up and in for Avaya Burrows. And, David, you're talking about a Loyola team that scores nearly 90 points a game. And a lot of that is done, as you noted, by what they do. They force a lot of turnovers. They've got 116 steals on the year. They force 223 turnovers against their opponents. I think the real key for Faulkner tonight is going to be ball control.
Ball control, keep the ball out of their hands, and try to dominate the time clock as much as you can, and that's going to be an and-one situation. Foul is going to be put on.
It looks like Avaya Burrows.
It is Avaya Burrows.
So the first on Burrows, and that bucket was made by Jasmine McMillan. It's going to be a 4-1 lead, and McMillan goes to the line looking for more. McMillan, longtime part of this program, has earned her way into the starting lineup this year. Nicoya Adams all the way to the other end, can't get it to go. Now turn around, gets it blocked, and We're going to get a foul coming back the other way. And, look, Sandra Kennedy's a phenomenal player. One of the things you're going to have to do is allow Angela Grant to get set up and get a body on her.
Yeah.
And I think for Faulkner, something they've struggled with at times this year, I think they're going to have to play through Angela Grant a little bit because that is their greatest mismatch.
It is.
And there is Grant with a rebound on the other end. Coming back to the offensive end is Nicoya Adams, and she will quick drive into traffic and now look out of there. And there's Varnell, turn around left hand, won't drop. And Faulkner, no continuity or spacing on the offensive end right now. They look like they're trying to rush everything.
Yeah, trying to rush everything and not really moving the basketball. It's one pass and a shot as Nicoya Adams gets the steal. She comes back, misses the shot, looking for the foul. Rebound Holland, and she will lay it back up and in.
4-3 is the score with Loyola in the lead. And that up and down pace seems like it would favor Loyola more over the course of the game, as they are, you look at sort of the number of possessions that they're accustomed to per game, and there's going to be an offensive foul that's going to benefit Faulkner this time. 3 fouls already on the Wolfpack, 2 away from bonus territory. First substitution of the day is that one's put on Liz Critton. She's already got 2. You're going to get number 32, Tara Snell, the fifth-year forward out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
And one of the other things for this Loyola team that I noticed as well is free throw shooting. This is a team that shoots 72% from the free throw line as a team.
It's remarkable.
That's a remarkable number. So, you know, not only are they dangerous on the floor, you foul them, put them on the free throw line, guess what? Odds are they're going to be making those too.
Into the corner to Kinley Varnell, puts it on the deck, works around the left wing, now back into the paint, 3 to shoot. She gets off balance a little bit, feeds Avaya Burrows, and 2 defenders converge for the block as the shot clock runs out. They're going to allow the inbound, but they got to put something on the clock here.
It'll be a shot clock violation.
It will go violation. Okay. I wasn't sure if it had gone out of bounds before the buzzer or not. So it will be Loyola basketball. 7:18 to go in the opening quarter of play and a 1-point lead. Working left with it now. Face up with Varnell. She gives it up. That's Kennedy Hansberry, number 10. Gets it back right wing. Varnell with her. Back up top. There's Taylor Thomas. The drive down into the paint. Up off the glass. No good. Burrows cleans it. Going to go the other way now. Down 1. Burrows will push the issue to the elbow. Now back it back out. And Faulkner has struggled a little bit in the half court. And part of that is the spacing with this unit is not doesn't come from shooters. It has to come from ball movement. And there's Holland, who misses. Grant, the rebound, puts it on the deck, feeds it back to Burrows. She'll get it up off the glass and good, and Faulkner with the lead, 5-4.
It's a good quick pass from Grant right to Burrows, who's in the middle of the paint. Does the right thing, takes that one dribble, sets herself, and lays it up.
Left wing now. Thomas, defended by Nicoya Adams, brings it back across to McMillan. She'll pull the 3. Leave it off back iron, no good. Long rebound, chase down. 2 players there, and it looks like they're going to give it to Loyola, I believe. They will. 20 on the shot clock. Inbound's going to come from Sandra Kennedy. Bridget Johnson in the ball game. Angela Grant out. First substitution for Reed Sutton's squad here tonight. Kennedy Hansberry on the ball. Working left wing. Gets it back across. Jasmine McMillan to the elbow up. There's the 3 from Taylor Thomas. Rattles it in, knocks it down. Taylor Thomas shooting 38% from deep on the year. And quick turnover here. Inbound will come off the baseline. It looks like it's going to be Hansberry that will trigger it in. Conversation between the officials here with 6:02 to go in the opening quarter of play. They set it at 30 on the clock. Inbound will come from Hansberry. Flips it up top. Kennedy will catch it. Works it over left side now. That's McMillan. Gets it back over. That's Hansberry, defended by Varnell. Works off the screen to Kennedy and now gives it up to Kennedy. Holland will dog Kennedy all the way into the paint. Bridget
Good
Johnson
help
defense with the steal. Bridget Johnson gets the ball out of her hand across the timeline to Nicoya Adams. Adams now to the elbow. Picks up her dribble. She's stuck. Needs help. Feeds Burrows. Burrows back around left. Off screen from Bridget Johnson. Back to Bridget Johnson. Johnson needs to get it out of there. She does to Adams. 10 on the shot clock. There's Varnell now. Loyola playing everything tight on the perimeter. 4 to shoot. Varnell kicks it. Deflected out of bounds. It'll stay there with 2 on the shot clock.
One too many dribbles for Varnell on that action. She gets that ball out a little bit quicker to Adams. She's got a pretty good look at a 3.
Speaking of 3, Lainey Henderson is into the ball game. And number 3, Morgan Holland, checks out. Faulkner looking for a little spacing here. No time. Burrows didn't realize how little time she had on that shot clock, and she froze. 7-5 Loyola forces the turnover, gets the ball. So 2 shot clock violations on that end already. Hansberry working right, gets it back up top. Kennedy. Kennedy the handoff, works it left side. McMillan pulls it from the elbow, left it off back iron. Johnson to Burrows in the open floor. Avaya Burrows. She'll send it across to Varnell. Varnell on the deck with it. Feeds Lainey Henderson. She fires the 3. Hung on the rim twice and wouldn't go. Coming back the other way now, Kennedy Hansberry. Kicks it to the corner. McMillan, the drive to the block, off the glass, won't go. Got her own rebound, put back. Good. 9-5 Loyola leads. They're on a 5-0 run. Ball thrown ahead, Henderson. Henderson will take it herself off the screen of Johnson. Now hits
Good
Johnson.
pass.
And Johnson with the little turnaround.
Good pump fake, draw the defender, and kick it to Johnson. Johnson's got a good clean look at it right off the block.
9-7 score here. Working left side, bounces it away. And a turnover as Snell's pass is errant. Angela Grant, Ella Jane Cannell back into the ball game here. And that's going to get us to the media timeout of the first quarter. 9-7 Loyola. This is Faulkner Sports Network presentation of Faulkner Lady Eagle basketball.
Mikey Peavy. I'm the 3rd generation here at A&P Auto. Looking for a good used pickup truck? We got them. A good used car? We got them. A good SUV? We got them. Come see us at A&P Automotive today.
Ready to go here. 4:19 remaining in the opening quarter of play. 9-7 Wolfpack. Grant to Henderson. Dribbles back middle of the floor, feeds Burrows. Had a backdoor cut to Connell, couldn't quite get it. Grant will catch the carom on the rebound. Set up Lainey Henderson off left. Grant rebound, put back good. So Angela Grant already at least 3 rebounds, maybe 4 by now.
That would be 4.
So Grant cleaning some things up, and that's going to be important against a team that rebounds at almost 50 times a game. Nice little pull there, missed it, but a good look. Henderson gets the rebound, gets it out of there. Burrows can't catch it, and they're going to go foul. A little bit of a late whistle, but I think it was probably a good call.
I agree with you. Late, but it was the right call. There was a reach there, and it's going to be on Jasmine McMillan.
So McMillan, is that 2 or 1 on her?
It's going to be her 2nd.
Wow, so that's already 2 fouls against 2 different Wolfpack players. 9-all, 3:43 to go opening half. This is our opening quarter. Varnell works it over left side. Henderson gets it back over to Neely Johns, who's in the ballgame for the first time. There's Ella Jane Cannell back up top. Lainey Henderson. Henderson looking for help, puts it on the deck, works around to the right side. Now Neely Johns looking for some spacing. Johns with the travel there, picked up her dribble, but her feet kept moving. So Faulkner with an unforced turnover there. Now, the only good thing about this, you've had 2 shot clock violations in that turnover. The only real good thing about those turnovers is
dead ball turnovers.
Those are dead ball, and you get to back up on defense, and that's going to be important against Loyola. You cannot let them run the floor on you off of steals.
Yeah. And that foul on McMillan, it was her first. Apparently our live stats are updating quicker than normal tonight.
Hey, I'll take that. So you're going to get a whistle here. 3:14 is the foul call. Let's see, I'm going to wait till they put it on the board. It is 32. Neely Johns with the foul. Waiting on Johns to kind of settle in the game. Snell misses that one. Kennedy rebound put back good. So 11-9 is the lead for Loyola now. Thrown ahead, Neely Johns, one dribble to set herself. Leaves it short. Might have been deflected by Kennedy. McMillan now backs it out. Off the screen of Kennedy. Working left, downhill, the drive.
Good pass inside.
Nice pass, and it off of the hand of number 3, Tay Cannon, who we've not talked about yet. Tay Cannon from just up the road, Marbury High School. And Neely Johns with her second foul. So 2 quick fouls here on Neely Johns. And that's going to result in her removal from the lineup, and Henderson checks out as well. So it's going to be Adams back in, Varnell back in. 2:33 remaining in this opening quarter of play. 2-point lead for Loyola. That's Hansberry on the basketball. Varnell chases her off the spot. She feeds it to Snell. Snell skip past McMillan. Adams is there to greet her. 15 on the shot clock. McMillan pulls it from the elbow, and a nice make over the outstretched arm of Nicoya Adams.
Good shot, good player movement on that possession for Loyola. Got a good look, knock it down, and they've now got a 4-point lead.
Ella Jane Connell with the 3. 13-12. Faulkner cuts it to 1. The freshman point guard knocks it down. Working left. Gets to the block, and Angela Grant's there and says, no, I'm going to give this ball up. Good decision, but Varnell steals it as it comes back into the paint. Feeds ahead to Adams. Up off the glass, won't go. Varnell's there. Oh, dribbles it out, and you wonder if she had the look right up under the basket there. Must not have liked her positioning. Connell feeds it. Now over right side. Nicoya Adams, no good. Varnell tries to keep it alive. Adams looks to steal it. That at least is going to let the defense recover a little bit. McMillan fires it down, and that's Kennedy Hansberry on the layup. So Loyola off and running with numbers on that one, which is what you're worried about. Varnell into McMillan, no call on the contact, spins through it and lays it up. 1-point game again.
Good spin off of the contact from Varnell, getting her bucket to go. Cutting this lead back down to 1 now for the Lady Eagles.
McMillan for 3 from the left wing. 18-14, inside a minute to go. Adams over the timeline. Adams works right. Back up Evia Burrows. Burrows on the deck with it. She gets it over to Varnell. Spacing bad on that end for the Lady Eagles right now. Burrows tees it up, pulls it left. Nobody underneath for the rebound on that side. And now it could become a 3-possession lead potentially for Loyola here. 5-second difference between shot and game. Into the front court. Slows it down. Fired ahead to Snell. There's a 3. Back iron too strong. Grant clears the board. Faulkner with plenty of time. 10 on the shot clock, or on the game clock. Shot clock's off. Burrows pulls it. She's stuck with it. Works it up with the left hand. It won't go. Gets her own rebound off the tip. Ella Jane got the rebound. Put it back. It won't go. 18-14 Loyola leads as we end the first quarter of Faulkner Sports Network. 18-14 is your score. Loyola with the lead. Ball thrown in to Nicoya Adams. Adams over the timeline, works left. There's Kinley Varnell. Holland. Varnell pulls it, top of the key, rips it through. They call that a 2, 18-16. 9:35 to go in the opening quarter, second quarter now, opening half, 2-point ball game. Left side and a misfire as MG Lyman unable to catch the pass. And that's going to put Faulkner with a chance to tie the ball game.
It's already the sixth turnover for Loyola in the ball game. You've got to start taking advantage of some of these if you're Faulkner.
Left side, Morgan Holland. Now Avia Burrows back up to Angela Grant. And a whistle away from the ball. They're going to keep it on that end and put a foul on number 3, Tay Cannon. Tay Cannon, the fifth-year player out of Marbury High School. There's Angela Grant, handoff of Avia Burrows.
Showing this, there it goes, just changed to the first foul on Cannon. It had 2 up there for the longest time.
Drive downhill and a second foul. That's also going to be Cannon, though. So that'll be 2 on her. It's going to bring a sub here as Cannon will check out. And number 25, Jada Farrell, will enter the ball game. 5'8" guard out of Stockbridge, Georgia. Morgan Holland to the line, shooting 2. Holland, second leading scorer on this team this season. And rattles the first one in, 18-17.
And a 70% free throw shooter on the season is Morgan Holland.
One more effort coming for the third-year player. She knocks it down, 18-all. 9:03 remaining in the second quarter of play. Thomas over the timeline. She'll work left, kick it. That one off target and rebounded by Kinley Varnell. Varnell on the deck with it, dribbles through traffic. She'll work ahead, fire it down in the corner, Morgan Holland. Holland will back it out now, left side. Handoff of Avia Burrows on the ball screen action. 15 on the shot clock, back to Holland now, left side, Nicoya Adams. Adams works, spins, up, and jump ball. So possession arrow goes to Loyola.
Good defense by Taylor Thomas. Felt Nicoya Adams start with that spin, immediately got her hands up, got her team a possession because of it.
18-all, 8:22 to go here in the second. Kate Petrovic works it ahead. That's Snell. Back out to Thomas. Open look 3 off the screen. Knocks it down. Again, she's shooting up near 40% from deep this year. Any kind of space is plenty of space for her.
Yeah, already 2 for 2 on the night for her from 3.
Skip pass. Nicoya Adams looking for the answer. No good. Varnell chasing down the rebound. Shot clock sits at 20. There's Grant to Adams. Works it over to Holland. Holland on the deck, back at Nicoya Adams. She'll look to drive. Right hand. Scoop won't drop. Thomas leading the break. There's the drive downhill, the kick deflected by Varnell. MG Lyman gets back to it, and Adams knocks it off MG Lyman. So Faulkner forces the turnover here. Ball thrown into Adams. She'll work across the timeline. There's the drive downhill. Morgan Holland all the way to the glass, lays it up and good.
Strong take for Holland. Realized she had that hit by the defender, so she goes right to the rim. That gives her 6 points now here on the night, the leading scorer for the Lady Eagles.
Working left now. Thomas to Lyman. Lyman picks it up. Blocked by Angela Grant. Sandra Kennedy will check in. Tara Snell will check out. Kennedy Hansberry into the ball game. MG Lyman checks out. Thomas will trigger the inbound. Caught up top, that's Hansberry. Fires it out left side, Kate Petrovic, 3, off target. Long rebound, nobody to get there except Hansberry. And now everybody flashes open underneath is Petrovic as the defense left it. And second effort won't go. Rebound batted around, Holland clears it. I want to credit the referees on that exchange right there. It'd be really easy to be tempted to call a foul as everybody's jockeying for position. They let them play there. And now Nicoya Adams with a 3 underneath gives Faulkner the lead. On the right wing, 23-21. There's the handoff, Petrovic. There's a deep 3. Off everything, loose ball on the floor. Hansberry wins the battle. Kennedy into the corner. Petrovic wide open. Missed it. Rebound, put back, blocked by Varnell. Grant clears the rebound. No, Holland gets it. Kinley Varnell active with the block on that one. Varnell, baseline scoop, finds the bottom of the backboard. Now Taylor Thomas gets the ball. She'll push the effort. Runs into 2 defenders, and now batted up by Burrows, and there's Hansberry to try to clean it up. Rebound fought for, tipped around. Grant's got it. Might behoove Faulkner to slow down just a little bit here. Instead, they're going to push it again. There's Varnell.
And no numbers on that trip down the floor.
Grant to the corner to Morgan Holland. 3, no.
Settling for the 3 a little too much without any rebounders underneath to go after any of those offensive boards. So it's one shot and done. Come back and play some defense.
23-21 now, working left. Thomas the handoff, Petrovic. Petrovic defended by Burrows, gives it up to Kennedy. 9 on the shot clock. Petrovic looking to get rid of it again, deflected by Burrows. Jada Farrell all the way out, defended by Grant, no good. Adams the board. Tough for Farrell being 5'8" to try to shoot over the 6'3" Angela Grant there. And now Adams works off the screen of Grant, whether Grant meant to set it or not. (25-21). Hansberry into the front court. Sandra Kennedy now, hand off Taylor Thomas. Plenty of room again for her. She missed one, and Burrows ran into Grant, couldn't catch the rebound. That's going to get us to the media timeout of the second quarter, as there's 4:21 showing on the game clock. We'll take it with them. Faulkner Sports Network.
I don't know if there's anything I like better than good barbecue. Full Moon has the best barbecue and best smoked wings in town, and those onion rings are out of this world. Go by after the game and use your ticket for a buy one, get one free barbecue sandwich. Say hi to Chris in person at 7660 East Chase Parkway, or give him a call at 334-676-5999.
Back here live at Tyne Davis Gymnasium, Faulkner University. Email comes in from Dolores Lopez, says, watching our girl from Lacey's Spring. Love Tata and Nana. They are the family of Evia Burrows. Good to hear from you. If you're out there, you want to let us know, we'll give you a shout out as we have opportunity. Email us fsn@faulkner.edu. fsn@faulkner.edu. Tell us who you are watching for, and where you are watching from. fsn@faulkner.edu. Holland forces the turnover here. Burrows into the front court with it. She'll work right and now feed Bridget Johnson back out. That's Connell. Works it over. The Holland gets a lane to the basket as McMillan tried to jump the pass, and Holland couldn't get it to drop. And a foul on Evia Burrows. Oh, they caught a travel. Woo. Okay. I would have to watch it again live. I mean, I'm not over there live. I thought maybe foul, but
It was a travel or a charge either way, so you had a couple of different options, and they go with the travel.
Varnell. There's Burrows. Back over to Johnson. Works down here, Hill against Jada Farrell, and the layup by Bridget Johnson. 27-21. Working left side now. Hansberry hands off the basketball. Now Taylor Thomas. Back over to McMillan all the way to the block. Holland blocks it. Holland gets it over to Burrows, and now Varnell. 27-21. Faulkner. Varnell pushes the issue around the screen to Bridget Johnson, and the layup right hand good. Bridget Johnson might have gotten away with a moving screen on that one.
It was a smart play by Varnell pushing the issue on that. Saw that Johnson had some kind of seal and tried to take advantage of it.
Farrell works it over left side. McMillan. McMillan on the deck. Through, up, right hand. Won't drop for McMillan. Johnson with the board. Gets it to Burrows. Burrows will bring it up the floor. Bounces it ahead. Holland left hand goes. 31-21, largest lead of the day for either team here. 2:39 to go in the second quarter of play. Laney Henderson to the scores table. She'll check in momentarily. Kennedy Hansberry over the timeline with the basketball. Hansberry off the screen of Thomas. Back to Thomas. Connell stays there with her. Lets her go downhill a little bit. Now Farrell drains it. Nice job by Thomas creating that.
Pulled the defender in just enough to get a good look for Farrell.
Farrell plays through Johnson. No call, and Thomas can't catch the basketball. Glad she's okay, flying toward the bleachers there. I will say this, I think on both ends the refs have let them go, and that's good. It's made for a good basketball game with a good pace.
It really has, and yeah, there's been things they probably could have called and didn't, and as long as that stays even on both sides, that's all you can ask for.
Absolutely. Connell will throw the ball in if she can find somebody to get it to. Now she gets it over, and she got it to Loyola. So the steal there by Kennedy Hansberry. Reed Sutton wants a call, didn't get it. Scramble on the floor. Picked up, handed off to Taylor Thomas, and they'll call her for the travel on that second one. Morgan Hervey in the ball game for the first time for Loyola. Morgan Hervey, the 5'10 junior forward out of Garland, Texas. Adams over the timeline. Hand off Laney Henderson. Henderson working downhill, up, and blocked by Sandra Kennedy. Kennedy now will lead the break. Fires it right side. Thomas back out. The drive downhill. She kind of lost it there. They can pick either one they want for the foul. They pick Bridget Johnson. All right, Angela Grant will check in. She was trying to split two defenders, and both of them had the reach, so they picked Bridget Johnson.
It's going to be the second foul on Bridget Johnson. Well, first foul. Again, live stats are updating far quicker than they normally do.
Kinley Varnell out, Avaya Burrows in. Into the corner now, Taylor Thomas works it over. That was Hervey, got it up to Kennedy. Kennedy to McMillan. McMillan pulls it from the free throw line. No good. Angela Grant will clear the board. Adams over the timeline. From the elbow, no good. Left it short. Uncharacteristically off tonight is Nicoya Adams. I think now 2 of 10 from the floor.
She is 2 of 10.
And that one misses everything. 7-point lead for Faulkner with the ball. 1:08 to go in the second quarter of play. Last 68 seconds here, very important. Both teams. Faulkner would like to add to this lead, and Loyola would like to continue to whittle it away. Adams will slow things down here. Over the timeline. There's Henderson. Left side, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Faulkner. Taylor Thomas beat her to the ball that time. Avaya Burrows finds Grant. And now a steal on Grant's attempted handoff. Hansberry gets fouled. So Hansberry going to the line for 2. They put the foul on Nicoya Adams. Kennedy Hansberry to the line, where she, like everybody else on Loyola, has been pretty good there this year.
%79% for Hansberry.
It's pretty good. Makes that one. 31-25 now, 6-point game, 51.9 to play in the second quarter. One more coming from Hansberry. Good job. She knocks them both down. 5-point game, and the press looks set up in the closing seconds of the half. Connell now, trap comes, fires it ahead to Burrows, forces it up. She really had help there.
She did.
And didn't see it. She was already looking up for the shot.
Grant gets popped with the reach there. 40.9 remaining in the half. Just Grant's first foul.
That's the thing. When you break down, Loyola's really good.
Yeah, they are.
And now you're giving them a chance at a 2-for-1 to end the half here. So what was a 10-point lead's down to 5 and potentially dwindling. Hansberry downhill block by Angela Grant. $17 on the shot clock, 27 on the game clock. Tay Cannon checks back into the ball game for Loyola. Bridget Johnson going to come back in for Faulkner. It's McMillan, Hansberry, Kennedy, Cannon, and Thomas for Loyola. Thomas throws it in. There's Cannon. Back over to Thomas.
Good
nice
pass.
feed back to Cannon. Won't go. Grant will clear it. Shot clock's off. Faulkner should hold for last here. Over the timeline goes Henderson. Stolen by Hansberry. Varnell chases her down. She misses it. Kennedy rebound, put back in one. So Faulkner's inability to get the ball up the floor leads to an easy bucket and now a free throw opportunity. 31-28's the score.
Freebie on the foul by Bridget Johnson. Now her second foul of the half. And that sends Kennedy to the free throw line. Again, talked about it, 78% for her on the season. And she goes there quite a bit. What was a 10-point lead just a couple of minutes ago, now down to 3.
And Holland clears the rebound. 7 on the game clock. 4. And they call her for the double. And now Loyola a chance to get a look off at the end of the half with 3.3 left. See some shout-outs have come in from some of you guys. We'll give those to you as soon as we can. Thomas over the timeline, pulls the 3, missed it. Faulkner ends the half with Loyola on a 7-0 run, watching their 10-point lead go all the way down to 3. You did win the half, but you saw there from Loyola what that pressure is going to look like.
And it doesn't take them long to get right back and do some damage.
No, and you saw the strategy change. Now, whether that was this is what we want to do at the end of the quarter or what we want to do at the end of the half, or let's go to plan B, that's where they created so many problems. When they started really picking that pressure up. They started going to the basket because Loyola settled for a lot of threes early in this half. They shot 13 threes in the half, and they weren't falling for them. Just 4 out of 13, which is 31% or so. And the issue there was you were giving Faulkner the chance to rebound. Faulkner won the rebounding battle 26-22. And when you're taking those shots right in close and attacking the paint, it's creating problems for Faulkner.
It is. And you look at it in that second quarter, Loyola shot 13.5% from the floor. You've got to take advantage of that. And for the most part, they did until that last run there in the half. And it really gave Faulkner some issues by that pressure from Loyola, just ramping up that defensive pressure and changing that look. And then we saw, 3 turnovers right there close together for the Lady Eagles. And the 3 numbers that were important for Faulkner in that half, they win the rebounding battle 26-22. They win the turnover battle, even though it got worse there at the end of the half. They still win that 11-8. and they win the points off turnover battle 10-6 in that half.
Yeah, and you saw a recipe that you can use.
Yes.
One of the keys for Faulkner offensively, I think, second half is going to be try to play through Angela Grant a little bit. You don't have to do it every time down the floor, but you need to involve her there. There's a lot of drive it in against that zone. The help defense comes, you pick it up and take either an off-balance shot or throw it away. And that's become a problem for Faulkner the last few possessions down the floor here. Their guards in particular have had the idea of they're going all the way to the basket, and there is no other option. There's no kick coming off of it or anything, and that's become really easy for Loyola to defend.
Yeah, it doesn't have to take a lot of work to have to defend, maybe one pass and then a drive. You can collapse the help, and then they're just throwing up a shot at the basket, and who knows what's going to happen. And typically what happens is it's a long rebound, and you're out on the break if you're Loyola.
Absolutely. Now, Faulkner shot 36% from the floor in the first half. They held Loyola to 28% from the floor. The Eagles, as we noted, won the rebounding battle in that half, 26-22. Turnovers, 11 for Loyola, 8 for Faulkner. That's about the opposite of what you might have expected coming in with the way that Loyola forces turnovers. So 20 minutes of basketball left as we're ready to head to halftime. I'll give you a couple of shout-outs. Email comes in from A.O. Scott. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It says, actually, Phoenix Simone Scott is watching her big cousin Sandra Kennedy from New Orleans. Let's go Wolfpack. Great to hear from you, Phoenix. Email comes in from Randy Sutton. Reed Sutton's mom and dad watching from home, so great to hear from you guys. If you're out there, you want to let us know, email us, fsn@faulkner.edu, fsn@faulkner.edu. Tell us who you are, who you're watching for, where you're watching from. We'll give you a shout-out as we have opportunity. David and I are back here in a little over 10 minutes. This is the Faulkner Sports Network.
Did you know that 100% of Faulkner's computer science graduates
since 2014 have found jobs
in their fields within 6 months of graduating?
We live in the information age where you either use a computer or you get left behind. Are you ready for your future? Faulkner's computer science program is your gateway to a leading-edge career with purpose.
I built church websites, and through the training and instruction that I received from Faulkner, I was able to go right into my career after graduation.
It laid a solid foundation for what you need to know.
At Faulkner, there are many kind and knowledgeable people that are eager to help you prepare for the future.
In the U.S., there are predicted to be over 400,000 job openings each year for computer specialists with median wages well above average. What you learn at Faulkner will give you control of what your future looks like. Our faculty has an average of 16 years of industrial experience and is ready to navigate you to a bright future as a computer scientist. Come join us at Faulkner University. Your future is worth it.
Sell online tickets directly from your school's website. Scan digital or printed tickets with the Hometown Gate app. And get immediate access to ticket revenue with real-time reporting. At no cost to your school. It's that easy to bring touchless ticketing to your hometown. Hometown. Fast scans, happy fans.
As we're ready to start this second half here, some emails come in. Email from Jake Lawrence says, go Neely and Nene. Jake Lawrence and J.C. Andrews watching. Good to hear from you. Email from Dean Kelly, our normal PA guy. We told him, stay home tonight, Dean. The weather's terrible, brother. So, hate I couldn't be there, but it is bad right now in Highland Home. Go Lady Eagles and Eagles. Enjoy watching. Great to hear from you, Dean. And an email comes in from Michelle Burrows. Nana and Pa watching, our granddaughter of Ohio Burrows from Tennessee. We love you. Go Lady Eagles. So, great to hear from all of you again. Email us fsn@faulkner.edu, fsn@faulkner.edu. Tell us who you are, who you're watching for, where you're watching from. We'll give you a shout-out as we have opportunity. Kennedy Hansberry with the ball over the timeline. 9:30 to go in the opening half. Taylor Thomas fires it back to her. Or in the second half, third quarter. How about that? We'll figure it out eventually. It's been a long day. Morgan Holland all the way through, up, right hand, good.
Good step through by Holland. Got the defender blow right by her. Opened up that lane all the way to the basket.
5-point ball game. Hansberry works right. Back up Sandra Kennedy. Kennedy to Taylor Thomas, back over to McMillan. McMillan turns the corner now, pulls it shy of the elbow. And there is Angela Grant with rebound number 8. Adams steps into the defender, and they go offensive here.
It's the right call. That was a good job by Thomas. She stepped right in front of her, stood her ground, and took the shot right to the chest.
Adams has had a little bit of that tunnel vision tonight where she's getting her head down, she's going to the basket seemingly every time, and it's created a couple of awkward opportunities for her where if she is able to get a shot off, it's going to be well contested and at an odd angle. So not normally what you see at Adams. You normally see a little more versatility and flow to her offensive game. So she struggled a little bit tonight, 2 of 10 right now. Faulkner assistant coach Jacob Roarg handles the mop-up duties. Ball thrown in to Hansberry. Over the timeline she'll go. Fires it left side, Kennedy now down to McMillan. McMillan brings it out of the corner, works across the face of the goal. Now Taylor Thomas chased off the spot by Adams. Over to Kennedy on the mid-range. It misses, and over the back call on Avaya Burrows.
Yep. Going to be the second foul on Avaya Burrows. No. Going to get it on Nicoya Adams.
Interesting. I thought for sure that it was going to be Burrows.
3 now on Adams.
Well, there goes your point guard for Faulkner. She's going to be out for a while here. Ella Jane Connell checks back in. And I thought they were going to pin Burrows with her and Critton coming together for the basketball.
Absolutely.
Up, and
now there's Burrows.
Foul. Now they get Burrows. Okay. Not the best way to start for your Faulkner here. Already 3 fouls in the third quarter. Now 11 total fouls against Faulkner as a team. Only 5 so far against Loyola. They play a pretty clean game. McMillan's free throw missed, and now the second one also misses, and Liz Critton can't handle the rebound. And they say it went off Morgan Holland. So they're going to keep it down on that end again. Faulkner with what feels like the never-ending possession here, trying to fight out of it and get the ball back on their end of the floor.
20 on the shot clock for the Wolfpack.
Should be. We'll see if they set it. There it is. Hansberry inbound off the baseline, finds Taylor Thomas. That one pulled too long, and Burrows clears the board finally. She'll dribble out of there. It's got to be a frustrating trip for Loyola. You have that many chances, you don't score. Varnell off the glass and good.
8 points now for Kinley Varnell, and again, had one of those nights where she just does a little bit of everything. 3 rebounds. She's played good defense on that end of the floor. Just done a lot for this team.
And deflected by Avaya Burrows. They were looking for Critton. Couldn't get it to her. Critton sat most of the first half as she picked up 2 quick fouls. Now they fire it to Critton. Grant plays her back, lets her shoot it, and she banks it in. Varnell will take the inbound. She functionally runs point guard, point forward, point everything. Now gets it over to Connell. Thrown over the top to Holland. That's a tough pass. Holland, the power dribble underneath. Tipped out of bounds off of Kinley Varnell. .740 and counting in the third quarter as Hansberry crosses the timeline in a 5-point ball game. Over to Critton. Critton to Thomas. Left side, McMillan now, 15 on the shot clock, back to Kennedy. Kennedy the handoff, Hansberry. Hansberry threatened, now back out. 8 to shoot, handed to Thomas. Connell knows who she's dealing with. Stays back, gives her a little space. McMillan in and out. Grant clears it, rebound number 9. Varnell over the timeline. She'll push the issue all the way through. Back up to Holland and stolen by Thomas. Nice job by Thomas to bait Varnell on that. And a layup and one. Taylor Thomas is so savvy. She's played so many minutes in this league. And that one, you just saw her really bait Varnell on that pass.
Yeah, she did. Baited her in, got Varnell to throw it out, then just stuck her hand right in the way and then raced down the other end. Second leading scorer on this team. Gets the and one opportunity where she's shooting 92% from the free throw line.
And it continues to climb. 2-point game now. Thrown into Varnell. Trap comes in the corner. She dribbles through it, fires it to Holland. Pushes it ahead all the way up to the glass, and offensive foul on Morgan Holland. She had Connell flash open on the left, thought about it for a second. Instead, she pulled it, and now 3 fouls on Holland and 3 fouls on Adams. That's the 2 leading scorers for Faulkner. Somebody else is going to have to manufacture some offense.
Just pushing it a little bit too much, or the Lady Eagles start this half trying to make too much happen on their own. They've got to understand and realize got some capable players out there with you and rely on them.
And they've gotten already in the bonus here. So 5 fouls on Faulkner, and Loyola's going to the line the rest of the quarter. And McMillan knocks it down. It's a tie game. 6.5 remaining in the third quarter. Varnell into the front court. There's Ella Jane Connell. Back over to Angela Grant. Up top, Lainey Henderson. She'll pull it from the elbow. It won't go too hard off the backboard. Now Hansberry feeds it. McMillan right-hand layup. Good, and the run of Loyola right now is up to 16-4. Faulkner led 31-21, and now it's 37-35 Loyola. That's going to force Reed Sutton to take a timeout. It looks like he's going to keep it at a 30 for now, but Sutton not happy with a couple of the things that he's seen that haven't been called, and you got to be frustrated. 5 fouls on your team already in the third quarter and none so far on Loyola. So that's frustrating.
It is. It's frustrating, but it's also an idea of you're pushing too much.
Yeah.
You've got to back off. You've got to just allow things to happen naturally. Take what the defense is giving you. A couple of those are offensive fouls that we've got in here. So trust yourselves, trust your teammates, and let's just get on that offensive end. Let's move the basketball. Let's play. Again, you and I talk about it all the time. Let's play through that post. Let's allow that post to open a lot of things up for us. And if you make consistent effort to get the ball inside, it will. It'll open up some of those jump shots where then you've got a much better chance of knocking them down.
Absolutely. Email comes in from Easton, Oakley, Joan, and Austin, watching for Neely Jones here in Alabama. They say, go Neely. Also, Deshaun Bullock emails. Says, Deshaun Bullock here watching the game from Valley, Alabama to support my amazing alma mater of Faulkner. Big shout out to my best friend Angela Grant and my FSN family. Go Eagles. Great to hear from the sports information director over at Point University, the favorite son of Faulkner Sports Network, our good buddy Deshaun Bullock. Grayson Plunkett, our producer, is offended by us calling Deshaun Bullock the favorite son, but right now Grayson Plunkett is that son that still lives in our house. We'll like him better when we miss him.
Things are fonder when you've got the memories.
That's right. That one knocked out of bounds. 37-35. Sean Bullock's become that son that goes off and sends you back nice Christmas gifts, makes you proud. That one knocked loose, stolen by Sandra Kennedy. Left-hand layup good, 39-35. Ball thrown into Varnell. That trap comes quickly, and there's another steal, and this is where it's getting dangerous here. They smell blood, and regardless of foul trouble, you got to put Morgan Holland back in the ball game.
Well, we talked about the turnover battle at half. Faulkner with a three up in that department as far as 3 less turnovers. Now it's tied 12-12.
Yeah.
And they've all come in a hurry here in the second half.
So you couple the fouls and the turnovers together, and you got the recipe for disaster, which is what we've got. Reed Sutton says, I've seen enough. We can't keep Adams and Holland on the bench, foul trouble or not. There's the trap in the corner. Holland dribbles out of it and now throws it back to Taylor Thomas. And Adams got to be careful not to get foul number 4 here. There's McMillan, right wing, drains it. Now Loyola's feeling it. 7-point lead for the Wolfpack. And Reed Sutton takes another timeout. If you can't get the ball in, there's not much you can do. And right now, that has been the problem for the Lady Eagles. We pause. Faulkner Sports Network. .5:32 to go here in the third quarter. Loyola on a 21-4 run. Kennedy deflects the inbound pass. Burrows trying to get the ball in. Finds Angela Grant. She'll give it up to Varnell. Varnell gathers through, up, has it knocked out, and a foul going to be called on Kennedy Hansberry. The first foul of the half against Loyola.
Just Hansberry's first of the ball game.
Kinley Varnell to the line. Free throw rattles in. You and I have talked about sort of the changes and developments in Kinley Varnell's game over the course of the year. Of course, we saw her 2 years at Florida College, 1 year at Freed-Hardeman, and now here at Faulkner, and that one misses. The one thing we have not noticed, or noted rather on the broadcast, is that Kinley Varnell is right-handed and began shooting left-handed this offseason. She is it's an adjustment that she made over the course of the offseason where she had just sort of lost all of the confidence in her shooting stroke with her natural hand. And it's her family, her brother-in-law and assistant coach here, Jacob Roark, that made the suggestion, try the other hand, and she's liked the results. Varnell gets it out of there now. Faulkner down 6, got to come up with something. There's Angela
Good
Grant.
pass.
What a pass from Angela Grant. Holland, Adams, the drive through, up, and she's going to go to the line, but that's one of those situations where she had Holland float open there. Do you like the drive there, or do you like the kick?
You like the drive as far as getting the action going,
Sure.
but at some point you've got to make that kick because you had Holland over here in the corner, you had Grant in the post. Either one was a good option. She gets the free throw opportunity, but you've got to think one of those options was a higher percentage look than what she was going to take.
Yeah, that free throw misses. So now one more coming from Nicoya Adams here. Leading scorer on the year for Faulkner makes the second one. Just 6 points so far in a 5-point game. Middle of the floor, there's McMillan. Back over to Thomas. Thomas up top, Hansberry. Right wing, Thomas pulls it, drains it. Taylor Thomas has it working from beyond the arc tonight.
Again, not somebody you can sag off of and just let her shoot without getting that contest right in the face. 3 of 6 from behind the three-point line for her tonight.
8-point lead now for Loyola, where Faulkner once led by 10. Adams over to Varnell. On the deck, around the screen of Angela Grant. Varnell kicks it into the corner. Avaya Burrows thought about it. She'll put it on the deck and attack the basket up. Left-hand scoop, won't drop. Sandra Kennedy clears it. Gets it to Hansberry, going the other way. 4:11 and counting. The next stoppage will get us to the media timeout of the third quarter. Bounces it across the face of the basket, baseline of Critton. Back up to Kennedy, and she rattles it home, and it's now a 10-point advantage for Loyola. Faulkner just 6 points in the quarter to this juncture, 19 for Loyola. And that one thrown away. Adams comes up, or Hansberry comes up with it, takes it from Adams. Hansberry all the way, right-hand layup, good. And Loyola absolutely putting the pressure on Faulkner. 49-37, 3:43 to go in the third. Faulkner Sports Network.
Connections matter now more than ever. At Guardian Credit Union, we live to make connections, to provide hope, to strengthen our communities, to create stronger financial future. These connections happen in our credit union, in serving our communities, and even in the small moments of sharing a bench with a neighbor. Connect to your goals. Connect to your community. Connect with Guardian.
Burrows throws it up the floor to Angela Grant, works it ahead, Morgan Highland. Highland up, under, misses it. Rebound off of Nicoya Adams. Reed Sutton says it's a foul. What? And kind of hard to argue. I mean, she was hit by a player and the ball at the same time. But not getting the call. Inbound will come momentarily. That's Thomas on it. There's Kennedy. Throws it over to Thomas. Back up to Kennedy. Feeds to Snell. That one off of Snell. Turnover, Faulkner basketball.
Snell with an opportunity there. Catch the pass, go right up with it, but had to put it on the floor, and it cost her.
49-37, 3:19 to go. And Loyola able to set the press up again. 3:19 to go, third quarter. Snell will have to check out here. Jada Farrell will check back in. Neely Johns to enter the ball game for Faulkner. She'll replace Angela Grant. .12 game. Burrows. Got to get it in. Got it to Varnell. Varnell back to Burrows. Ahead to Adams. Adams to Varnell. Varnell leaves it. Adams, three. No. And then in. Touched every part of the rim and then went in. Cuts it to 9. And Faulkner with its press look.
9 points for Adams here on the night.
That one over right wing. Thomas can't leave her open. Now Hansberry. Right wing, Cannon. Back up top now, left side. There's Thomas. Hansberry on the deck with it. Pulls it from the elbow. No good. Neely Johns picks up the loose ball and starts the break. Johns backs it out. Burrows thought about it, thought too long. Now fires it over to Adams. She'll drive, baseline pass, Varnell, and a foul.
Foul's going to be on Hansberry. That's going to be her second.
9-point game, 2:20 to go. Third quarter. To the line will go Kinley Varnell. Neely Johns checks out. Angela Grant checks in. So Varnell trying to cut into this deficit, misses the first one back iron. One more look coming for her. She makes that one. 8-point game, 49-41 is the score. Long pass, deflected by Angela Grant, and they'll say it went off of Angela Grant. Everybody on that end felt like it went off Jasmine McMillan. I think McMillan might have been a little surprised by the call, too.
She at least looked like she was to begin with.
Well, it's a tough call.
It is.
We're on this end of the floor. It's hard for us to project what happens. So Nicoya Adams said, I'm just going to do this myself. She steals it, goes all the way, left-hand layup, good. That'll cut it to 6. Thomas gets it back to Cannon. Cannon over the timeline, fires it ahead to Thomas, now back to Tay Cannon. Cannon left side, throws it away. Must have been deflected by Adams. Six-point game, $1:53 left in the third, and McMillan will trigger the inbound. There's Thomas. Right side, Cannon. Cannon back to McMillan. Pulls the three, top of the key, left it off. Long rebound chased down by Kennedy. Fires it over, stolen by Avia Burrows. Burrows pushes the issue, feeds it ahead.
Good
Kinley
pass.
Varnell, layup left hand, good. Kinley Varnell cuts it to 4.
Great job keeping your eyes up for Burrows. Gets the pass right in Varnell's as she's striding to the basket.
There's McMillan, and a timeout taken there on the Loyola bench as Faulkner gets a little mini run going. So they were down 12. They've cut it to 4. $1:23 left in the third quarter. And now you're in a spot that you can go back to playing whatever you want to play now.
Just a good job getting up off the deck, because that's exactly where these Lady Eagles were. They were down. Everything was going against them. They were turning the basketball over. They were rushing everything. And they've begun to get into that press and get some turnovers themselves, get some easier looks in transition, build that confidence back up, and shrink this lead all the way down to 4.
49-45 with 1:23 remaining in the third quarter of play. And Faulkner has, as you noted, gotten up off the deck. But you're even in the rebound battle, 30 each. Turnover battle functionally even, 15 for Loyola, 14 for Faulkner. Those were the two categories that we highlighted coming in. The real difference in the game right now, a little bit more of a clip for Loyola at the three-point arc. They are 6 out of 18, Faulkner 3 out of 11. That one misses. It looked to me like she was trying to pass it. So I guess it'll count as a shot and a rebound. I think she was trying to pass it. Adams into the front court. She steps back, leaves it short. And that's one of those where Grant had the seal and started rolling to the basket.
Well, it's situation 2. Long shot leads to a long rebound, which leads to what? A transition opportunity for Loyola.
And a 3. And that has been a consistent issue. And now Sandra Kennedy hobbles off the floor, and you can only hope she's okay. Again, I think your odds-on favorite for player of the year in the league this year, based on what she's done so far, is Sandra Kennedy, and she's in significant pain as she exits the game.
Absolutely. 17 and 11. It's hard to replace that.
Yeah. 7-point lead, though, for Loyola, and now they set the press up again. Burrows into Varnell. Over to Burrows. Deflected, stolen. Farrell to the corner. Thomas chased off her spot. She makes that one. 9-point lead. Just like that. You went from 4 to 9.
Thomas with 17 in the ball game now.
Burrows has the trap, then throws it away. Faulkner will get the turnover now. 24.7 left. They're going to give it to Faulkner. They say Loyola deflected it. All right. It's 24.7 left, 22 on the shot clock. A break for the Lady Eagles on that one.
That's a huge break because I'm kind of with you. I don't know where that was tipped, but
and it may have been, but
it could
we
have, very well
didn't
could
see
have,
it.
yeah.
Varnell to inbound. Got to get it in. Finds Lainey Henderson. Henderson will bring it over the timeline herself. Neely Johns thought about it. Back to Lainey Henderson. That one off for Henderson. 9-point game.
She caught the pass, didn't set her feet, just looking to get the shot up, so rushed that one.
16.9 left. Faulkner sets up its press look. Back to Farrell. She'll bring it over the timeline, throw it ahead. That's Tay Cannon. 8 to play in the third. Hansberry tried to get it to Snell, out of bounds. 3.5 to go in the third. And again, Faulkner was down just 4. And 2 quick possessions for Loyola, and it's a 9-point game again. So now Kate Petrovic in the game. Loyola looks to get off a shot here to end the quarter. Kate Petrovic catches, shoots, leads back to 12. So just like that, Loyola runs it back up to a 12-point advantage. We head to the fourth. Faulkner Sports Network.
Bless the corners of this house and be the lintel blessed. Bless the hearth and every board and each place of rest, and every door that opens wide to stranger as to kin, and every crystal window pane that lets the starlight in. At home, I'm going home for solace and safety, home where the world will not break me, home, never forsake me, take me home.
10 minutes to play. Faulkner down 12 now. Loyola basketball. McMillan right side. Working left. Gets it over. That's Tay Cannon. Back up Hansberry. Hansberry pulls it left. Nice move. Couldn't get it to go. Tay Cannon tries to save it and does.
Great hustle for Cannon, saving that possession for Loyola. 6 on the shot clock.
Now the Marbury Bulldogs saving that one, playing back here close to her home territory again. And fired back up to Tay Cannon. Cannon works left and called for the walk. Tay Cannon, as we noted, has a brother on the Mobile men's team who's a freshman. Talked about that a little bit last week when we were broadcasting the SSAC Sun Challenge on the men's side. Varnell works it ahead to Avaya Burrows. Sets, shoots, no good. You feel sometimes like Burrows takes herself a little out of rhythm, hesitates just a half second too long. And that was one of those moments. That one fed across and a deflection gets the ball to Bridget Johnson. Morgan Holland will push the issue ahead to Nicoya Adams. Adams back with it. Works it over. Burrows, 3. Didn't hesitate on that one. That was on rhythm. Cut it to 9.
And you could tell a difference in the shot. That was a catch, set, shoot, as opposed to look at the rim and think about it for that extra half second. That's really all it takes.
Right. And I think you make a good point there, because it looks like what she's doing is not setting and at the same time as she's getting the look at the rim. Whereas on that one, she's setting herself and getting the look at the rim at the same time. It's one action instead of 2.
Right.
59 or 60-48 now, back up 12. There's Bridget Johnson up underneath, can't get it to go, and she fouls Tara Snell.
3 made on the other end by Hansberry. That now puts her in double figures. She's got 11. Now 3 Lady Wolfpack there on that side for Loyola in double figures.
19 for McMillan, 11 for Hansberry, 17 for Thomas on the Faulkner side, 12 for Varnell, 11 for Adams, and 10 for Holland. That all of your players in double figures so far. Angela Grant back into the ball game. Grant has taken just 1 shot tonight. I think that's a problem for Faulkner.
A huge problem.
Snell hands it off. Back over to Snell. Pulls it. No good. Varnell will chase down the rebound. Varnell works it right side. Nicoya Adams. Adams, the drive downhill. Skip pass. Morgan Holland. 3 in. So Holland now cuts it to 9 again. Faulkner needs a stop on the other end. Hansberry calls for the screen. She gets it from Snell. Petrovic. Back up. Errant pass picked up by Varnell. All the way to the block, up off the glass and good. The body control of Varnell there to avoid the charge is impressive.
It was. Great take by Varnell. Good job that entire possession defensively right into offense. Gets the bucket, cuts the lead now to 7.
Hansberry hands it off to Petrovic. Right side, Petrovic. Puts it on the deck, fires ahead. Adams got a piece of it. Oh, they're going to call her for the foul. Oh, that's a bailout if I've ever seen a bailout. And I'm not telling you she didn't foul her.
Yeah.
But you got a player who the ball hits her in the leg. She's bending over to pick it up. Adams, if anything, is stopping herself.
Yeah,
and you call her for the foul.
Yeah, no control, and then right into that foul.
That's a bad way to get Adams her 4th foul. Rebound taken down by Burrows. And now Kennedy back on the floor, literally. Feeds it to Petrovic. Right-hand layup, no good. Tipped alive, Hansberry's got it. Adams got to be careful not to get the 5th one.
Well, that was a gift for Adams right there. That was easily her 5th foul.
Well, to be fair, it should have been her 4th.
Well,
so maybe in the end it all evens out.
That was going to be my point. It evens out at this point.
So if your question was, do you want the 4th one to come when they're shooting free throws? Or do
right.
You want all right, this is fine. It's a good job. Ball thrown into Adams in a 7-point game. There's Varnell. Back over to Adams. He's got to look ahead. Finds Holland. Holland on the deck with it. The press of Loyola creating so many problems. Varnell. Johns. 3. On target. She buries it. Makes it now a 4-point ball game again. This is as close as the Lady Eagles have been since the Loyola run of the second half started. They got there in the 3rd quarter. Can they hang around this time? Hansberry, left, back, right. Adams switches to her. Thomas chased off the spot by Varnell. Goes downhill, swatted by Angela Grant. Picked up by Petrovic. Back to Kennedy. Pulls it, drains it. Sandra Kennedy restoring some calm and normalcy on the offensive end there. Varnell, Johns, 3. Front iron, no good. Just about a half step too far out that time. That's the shot you want Johns to take, just a little further out than you want.
She was played pretty well out there, had that bubble, but it was, like you said, just a little too deep. If she could have made that step in, shot inside the arc, rebound.
Morgan Holland clears it, throws it to Adams, and deflected off by Thomas. Pass was intended for Adams, and that's the big thing about this Loyola team. It's not just this press. You see right there, they're not even pressing, but they're not truly playing back either.
Yeah.
And
they just make you play faster than you want to play in situations.
Nothing is free. There's the handoff, Varnell. Varnell back to Holland. Holland off the screen from Grant. Back up Varnell, 10 on the shot clock. Thrown down to Grant, back out. John swings it. Holland chased off her spot. Back to Varnell. Got to get the ball out. Adams, quick shot. Back iron, no good. Rebound taken down by McMillan. Not a bad possession for the Lady Eagles. Well defended by Loyola. Now you need to stop. Hansberry working right. Nobody came with her. Kennedy, rebound, put back good, doing Sandra Kennedy things.
12 and 11 now for her on the night.
Another double-double for Sandra Kennedy. The lead's 8 again. Adams into the front court. She'll work left hand off Kinley Varnell, back Morgan Highland. Throws it down Angela Grant, who had the seal. Couldn't get it to go. Off of Liz Critton. Nice job, Liz Critton, on the defense. Gave up the size and the position, but did enough. Hansberry over the timeline. Hand off that time to Taylor Thomas, and Faulkner needs a stop here. You don't want it back in doubles. Now it's in doubles. The take good there by Hansberry. Thrown in to Adams. 4 minutes to go and a 10-point deficit. Time getting away from the Lady Eagles here. Hand off Varnell. Back to Grant. Grant, lead pass over the top, stolen by McMillan. Critton going to put it on the deck herself. Fire it to Kennedy in the corner. Kennedy works downhill, gets to her spot and drops it in. 14 and 11 for Sandra Kennedy, and the lead's back to 12. Twice now, Faulkner has cut 12 to 4, and both times it's gone right back to 12.
As soon as they do that, and that's a lot of that comes from Coach Kennedy, and she does a great job of just flipping a look defensively that allows Loyola to almost catch you off guard and go right back on a run, build that lead back up. And we've seen that 2 or 3 times here tonight where she just changes that defense just a little bit, just enough to give you a different look and that intensity level. And a couple of turnovers later, you're right back in a hole.
Absolutely. 12-point game, 3:33 to go. Faulkner Sports Network. Email comes in from T. Tony Crew, gives us a correction that Grayson Cannon in Mobile is not Tay Cannon's brother. Okay, that was a bad piece of information that we were given. So good to hear on that. Good correction. And Varnell can't catch it, and Reed Sutton frustrated because that you came out of a timeout needing that possession, and you don't even really make Loyola work defensively.
Yeah, just those mistakes that just aren't caused by anything other than you not concentrating.
Thomas has it deflected and stolen by Varnell. So she gets the moment back, misses the layup, gets her own rebound, forces it back up left hand, good and one. We'll see who they put it on here. They do choose.
It'll be on Taylor Thomas.
They choose Taylor Thomas for that one. That's her first foul. So, and I've talked about this over the years with Taylor Thomas, and it never ceases to amaze me. As much as she's around the ball, as much as she's involved, she is so rarely in foul trouble. She plays so clean. The things she does are so savvy on the floor. And it was that way all the way back in her freshman year, but now even more so as she's an experienced player.
And you look at her stat line tonight, every one of those boxes has something in it. From steals, blocks, assists, rebounds, she does a little bit of everything for this team.
Hansberry working left. Feeds it back over to Tay Cannon. Has it knocked loose. Adams on the floor. And a timeout taken by Reed Sutton as Nokoya Adams dives on it. 2:50 to play in a 10-point game, and opportunities are slimming for Faulkner here. And Sutton going to talk with his team one more time. We'll pause. Faulkner Sports Network. by Faulkner when there was no timeout for Faulkner. I believe that's the explanation we've gotten from the table. So the team tech, 2 free throws for Kennedy Hansberry and Loyola basketball. Refs will come together and discuss it. Now the inbound will come from half court. Cannon gets it in. There goes Hansberry. Works left. Back up top. Cannon right side. Back up. There's Thomas. Adams is with her. And a travel called on Thomas. Varnell's going to inbound here. To Adams. Goes off the screen from Grant. Up and one for Nicoya Adams. Bridget Johnson will check in. Angela Grant will check out. Lainey Henderson in, Neely Johns out as Adams steps to the line. 13 for her tonight. And now 14. Steal by Kinley Varnell. Back over to Morgan Holland in the corner. Holland, Johnson pulls it, rolls over and out, and off Faulkner. Morgan Holland, I think, deflected it. Ball be triggered in by Kennedy. Gets it in to Hansberry. Trap in the corner. Back to Kennedy. Fires it ahead. Thomas. Thomas on the deck with it.
3-on-1.
Nice feed to Critton. Back out to Thomas. It won't go, but a foul. 2:02 to go. They're going to put it on Morgan Holland. It'll be 4 on her.
And send the 92% free throw shooter to the line.
So you expect both of these because she is as close to automatic as you're going to find in the country. Bridget Johnson out. Neely Johns in. Lainey Henderson out. So Grant in, Johnson out. Johns in and Henderson out. And the free throw from Thomas goes, pushes it back to 10. So 4-possession ball game with 2 minutes to go. That's what you're dealing with if you're Faulkner. 72-61, ball thrown into Nicoya Adams. Adams will come over the timeline off the screen from Grant. Kicks it back out. Varnell tees it up. Left hand won't drop. Rebound fought for. Out of bounds off Loyola. It'll stay with Faulkner. 1:48 to go. 20 on the shot clock. Avia Burrows is in. Neely Johns out. Adams to Grant. Back to Adams. Adams runs into 2 defenders. They say no foul. Ball out of bounds, Loyola basketball. Hansberry will inbound. Adams pinballed off of 2 defenders on that drive attempt. Lost the ball out of bounds. There's Thomas. Trap comes. Gets it to Hansberry. She'll take it middle of the floor. Lost it. Tries to recover. Timeout taken by Loyola. Reed Sutton looking for a travel on that end. Wanted a foul on this end. He's being ignored more than probably his daughters ever have ignored him. 1:33 to go with 11 to play in this one. We pause. Faulkner Sports Network.
A&P Automotive is family owned and in the same location since 1985. We strive to be your one-stop shop for all your auto needs. You don't have to spend big money for a nice car. Our prices start at $3,995. We have several lenders and in-house financing available. Visit us online at anpautomotive.com.
.11 game, 93 seconds to play. Ball thrown in. Critton rips it through. And number 9, Loyola, with a 13-point lead on receiving votes. Faulkner here. Varnell down to Grant. She'll go to work, turn around left hand off the glass, won't drop. Chases her own rebound. Critton bounces off of her. It's always fun to me over the 4 years, the now 5 years that we've had her, to watch players who run into Grant and then react in a way like they did not expect it to be that way. Back out to Varnell, deflected by Thomas. Varnell into Burrows, hand off Varnell. Works downhill, right hand, won't go. Rebound taken out, Sandra Kennedy. Kennedy has it ripped away. They're going to put a foul on somebody. They pick Kinley Varnell.
And for Varnell, that's just her first foul. But it'll walk Loyola to the other end of the floor for free throws. Again, a reliable free throw shooter is Sandra Kennedy.
74-61. Kennedy, another double-double tonight.
14 and 12.
Misses the first one. Came in averaging 17 and just a hair under 11. Misses that one. Rebound, Jasmine McMillan. And Loyola can burn some clock. Faulkner's going to sit back here a little bit. There's Hansberry off the screen. Works right. Works it over. Critton down in the corner, knocked loose. They'll say off Thomas. 40.9 to go in a 13-point ball game, and barring something dramatic here, Loyola going to get to 12-0. Faulkner on a 3-game skid will have to go to Mobile to try to break it this weekend. Adams trying to get a quick bucket to keep it alive, and she does. And a foul there. But again, it's Thomas, so you're hoping for misses there, and they don't come very often.
Third foul on Avia Burrows. $19 in the game for Thomas.
Steps to the line looking for 20 here. 34.8 to play in an 11-point ball game. Thomas hits the first one. So the lead goes back to 12. Thomas is at 21 of 4 players in double figures for Loyola. Hey, she missed a free throw. That's rare. Grant with the rebound. Out to Nicoya Adams. Adams over the timeline. Varnell, 3, no good. Rebound taken down by Jasmine McMillan. Angela Grant pushes her to the boundary, and they get the foul, and I think they waited till Morgan Holland got there. We'll see.
They did.
And that's going to be 5 now on Holland, is it not?
Yes.
So Morgan Holland's day is done.
Grant trying to pick up the foul, and oftentimes she doesn't have to try to get the foul call, and there she's pushing on somebody and doesn't get the foul.
She bulldozed her to the boundary, no call. Holland came over on the help, probably didn't foul, and got it. 13 points, 8 rebounds, an assist, and 2 steals tonight for Morgan Holland as she exits this one. 12-point game, 23 seconds left. Again, for Faulkner, it's going to end up being the categories that we talked about coming in that matter so much. The rebound battle They trail that 47-39 right now. That's a battle they were winning at halftime. Free throw from McMillan rattles in. And to that end, at half, Faulkner up 26-22 in rebounds. Just 13 rebounds in this second half here. There's number 14, and there's a foul call.
But when you look at all the other categories as far as turnovers, Loyola with 23 turnovers, Faulkner with 20. Second chance points, 13 for Loyola, 8 for Faulkner. Points in the paint, 36 for Faulkner, 24 for Loyola to this point in the ball game. And Faulkner even wins points off turnovers, 29-22. In so many of those categories, you win.
Yeah.
Yet it's a 12-point or 13-point game.
It is, and there's some key differences in this one. And 5 seconds to go, Hansberry will dribble out the clock, and it's going to be a 76-63 win for Loyola here tonight. I would point to, it's not a blistering number, but it's a big enough number. 9 of 25 from 3 for Loyola, 6 of 21 from 3 for Faulkner. That a 9-point difference when you're looking at a 13-point game, that's not nothing.
Yeah.
And for the Eagles, again, it's one of those where it's frustrating because you do win a lot of those ancillary categories. You do win points in the paint, and you do win even points off turnovers. Second chance points, though, +5 in favor of Loyola because they're turning those rebounds into looks and making you defend longer and longer and longer. And when you look at their +7, defensive rebounds exactly the same. Yeah. Loyola had 29, Faulkner had 29, but it's +7 on offensive boards for Loyola that they continued to make Faulkner defend, and I feel like wore Faulkner out to a certain degree. And that made a difference in this one. So if you read Sutton, you saw some things that when you get to that second matchup, you might be able to exploit. But if you can't get the ball in against that press, which they had trouble with at times here tonight, Loyola's going to be able to ratchet that pressure up and take over the ball game, and that's what they did tonight.
And it was very much that. It was at times they played right with them. It was that 3 to maybe 4 minute stretches there where they'd get out of sorts. Loyola ramps up into that press and gives you that pressure defensive look, and you're turning the basketball over, and you're getting one shot, and they're going in transition the other way, getting those the early transition and the secondary break going, hitting those shots, and that's where Loyola really put their stamp on this ball game and took control.
Yeah, and that made a significant difference in this one. But the other thing, and you're absolutely right, I agree with you on where that press was. But when we go back to your rebounding conversation, and you talked a lot in the early going about the way Loyola shares the basketball and the way that they make you defend. And when they're getting those offensive rebounds, it's making you defend longer. Well, in the end, it may not sound like a lot, but you're talking about 73 shots taken by Loyola, 66 taken by Faulkner, and so that's 7 more possessions that you're having to defend.
And to that point, when Loyola gets an offensive rebound, it wasn't rare was it go right back up with it.
Yeah.
It was come back out, set things back up. You've got another 20 seconds of clock that you can find a good open look.
Right. And Faulkner had a lot of forcing some bad looks tonight.
Absolutely.
And the continuity and the flow on the offensive end that we've seen at times, not there for much of it tonight. Now, when they were up 10 in the first half, they had gotten into their rhythm and they were doing a lot of what they want to do on the offensive end, but they weren't able to sustain it over the course of 4 quarters.
Right. And they'd break down and things would get ugly. It was 1-on-5 on that end of the floor at times, and that's when you take a bad shot and you swat around at the basketball and it ends up going in transition the other way.
So the final score in this one tonight, 76-63, Loyola wins over Faulkner. The Wolfpack shoot just under 40% from the floor. Faulkner shoots just under 38%. Individual leaders, Jasmine McMillan and Taylor Thomas with 20 apiece. 15 for Kennedy Hansberry, 14 to go along with 12 rebounds for Sandra Kennedy on the Faulkner side. Kinley Varnell and Nicoya Adams, 16 points apiece. Varnell also added 6 boards and 5 assists. And Morgan Holland, 13 points. Angela Grant, 11 rebounds. Faulkner back at home next week. They will go on the road this Saturday to take on Mobile. They return to Tyne Davis next week. And I'm going to look it up because I don't trust my 40-year-old memory, but I think it's Thursday night against Middle Georgia.
That sounds right.
That sounds right. Hey, I did a thing. So Monday night, they will go to Blue Mountain, and then next Thursday here against Middle Georgia, 5:30 p.m. And you look at this stretch from now through the 14th. You're looking at an 11-day period. They play 5 ball games over the course of 11 days. So there's not a lot of time to work on things. And Faulkner's got a Saturday tilt and a Monday tilt and then a Thursday tilt. So you got to get right on the fly here.
And you got to take advantage of those video sessions
and
put that knowledge into that memory bank and use it when you get on the court. So
for Jackson Hall, who was excellent on camera tonight, for Grayson Plunkett, our second favorite son on the Faulkner Sports Network here. For David Turner, I'm Jeremy Smith. This has been the Faulkner Sports Network presentation of Faulkner Lady Eagle basketball. Good night, and God bless you.